Jon McAllister is ready to break off in frame number 1. And it'll be interesting to see how these two go. Jon has made a ball and he's got quite a funky looking layout. Before we dive too far into it, a very good evening to you, Rab. First of all, how are you doing?
Not too bad, Timo. Not too bad. Yeah, looking forward to this game.
Yeah, absolutely. How's Wigan treated you so far?
Yeah, so far it's been okay. I can't complain too much. I wish the pool went a wee bit better, but yeah, it's been pretty good so far.
So enjoying the event, but not enjoying the results so far. Is that the sort of the vibe I'm picking up?
Yeah. It's pretty much that way at the minute. I could have played a bit better in my match earlier on today, but unfortunately it sort of didn't materialise that way. And I went down 8-6, but yeah, as I said earlier on with Simon, the setup's unbelievable, and just can't wait to get going tomorrow again.
Is it almost in a not to labour the point, but is it almost more annoying, the fact that you're almost more desperate to win that first match, to sort of be a part of it for longer in the first day? Yeah.
No matter what tournament I think you play in, I think you want to win the first match. But today, coming in here, you sort of just want to be a part of it. You want to be in it as long as possibly you can. And when you see that setup out there and you see everybody still playing, and I'm sitting here commentating, it is a bit painful. But at least I've got good company.
That's very kind of you, mate. That's exceptionally generous. As you see Jon at the table, he's going game here, Jon, and this is a risky one to do so. The cluster at the bottom of the table is fiddly.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Jon. It's the one that's left of the two reds above his reds. So interesting to see how he goes about this, trying to get that out.
Yeah, I have to assume the one at the bottom passes.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it just slightly passes it. Yeah, you can see from the overhead there now it really does. It flies in. So I assume Jon will possibly play off that red and try and count the yellow that's above the other rib beside it and leave himself on that one. So yeah, it's going to see what way it pans out.
I do just wonder if maybe he could be cute enough to maybe not even have to play a Karen. Can he just drop it in and maybe leave it left centre?
Yeah, if he does that, I think he has to take the one to the red that beside him now to the middle.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, he could actually do that. Yeah, that's actually a very good spot there. And then he's nothing to do with the cue ball for the.
It feels like a very Jon McAllister out, but he might just have dragged that cue ball back half a turn too far.
It might not have much option here now to play. I think if he hits the yellow full ball, he's going to stay on it into the opposite pocket he's playing in. But yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, it's pretty good finish from Jon. First poke at the table and make him relax and feel a bit better about himself.
Do you know what? I think he's actually approached that in such a canny way, because he had two options there. You know, if he ends up straight, he knows he's still got a shot.
Yeah.
It may be slightly trickier than the one that he's ended up taking out. But if he had a touch of angle, simple full ball cannon, that just felt complete control was the vibe that I got there from Jon.
The thing about the top players, when good players do that, they leave themselves plenty of options, and he had there. If he lands straight in the red, he's got it in the middle if he does that. So yeah, you've seen that. And that was the example of it.
Karl Sutton is either in the zone or trying to be in the zone.
I commentated on Karl and Greg Batten earlier on, and it'll be interesting to see how this sets up. Karl cut break every single time and either got one of the bottom corner balls into the bottom corner, so it was either the yellow into the right corner or the red into the left corner every single break. Like it was.
So you think you might have a secret sauce?
If he does, I know I'm going to be trying it. I know that.
It would be a crime if you cut broke on me, Rab, but I understand the necessity sometimes.
We're going to find out here because every single break he did it. So.
Well, he's going to keep doing it. We know that for sure. Hand on the table as well. Not many do this. I've only really seen Sean Story do this anywhere near effectively. He gets some power in it.
Yeah, he does all right. He really, really hits them.
I mean, that's tough to be dry. He's got I mean, for a cut break, that's a phenomenal amount of balls in the top half of the table.
Yeah.
Really pops it.
70% of the balls at the top end of the table.
I just wonder if he almost feels hand on the table, like he can strike through with power, but maybe has still that fraction more control because hand on the table, you can only go so hard, can't you?
Absolutely. Same I said to Mark earlier on, it's the reason I can't cut break, because my brain just wants me to hit it as hard as I possibly can, and next minute I'm 4 tables up in the club trying to find a white.
Yeah. Someone's taking it slips.
Yeah, so I just can't withdraw. I can't sort of not hit it that hard. And that's I don't really enjoy the cut break at all. But Karl hits them really well.
To be fair, the way that you break, mate, I would, as I said to you earlier, I'd be so disappointed if you ever cut broke. You're in that sweet. So yeah, I think you're good. I don't think you're struggling. Jon's taken on yellows here, and he's through on the one closest to the right centre. This is going to be, if Jon gets these, another little masterclass in sort of taking apart a really fiddly looking split.
Yeah, it looks like they all have a whole bar, possibly the yellow at the bulk line. Don't know whether it maybe passes the black, but the rest all look like they have a hole to go into. So
yeah, and it's just about picking a route, and when it's just about picking a route, Jon McAllister is as good as anybody in my books.
Absolutely.
Almost certain he's playing to land left centre here.
Tell you what, this will be an unbelievable finish if he gets these, because I have absolutely no idea where he's going here. That's maybe why I'm sitting here.
Well, I wonder. I think he's got a little bit too much angle. Can he maybe land somewhere centre of the table to then go yellow top right to come across for the one on the right rail?
Yeah. He looks like nearly screwed into this, is he? No, the side doesn't want to take. Yeah. Very, very high tariff finish, but probably it's one of those ones that Jon does normally get. He might still be lucky enough to be on the double.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's not easy, but it's probably about as hard as a safety at this stage. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to try and tie up.
Yeah. Karl gets his first opportunity and his hand on the table properly.
Yeah, and I think the biggest reason why Jon's not, sort of, as I say, thrown his arm at the double there, is that the highest red on the table is a problem ball for Karl.
Yeah.
Really doesn't look like it's got an obvious pocket. It might sneak past the 8 ball, but I suspect it doesn't.
What it will do though is it'll go into the middle. It'll go into the middle once he clears the other.
Yeah.
The other 2 that's covering the middle bag. So get the rest of the seat always on wide.
Won't get that far.
I expect that he'll play the double here now, I would say.
He's much nicer on it. Oh, interesting. Well.
Yeah, he's sort of just turned the table over there, hasn't he, really?
Yeah, but look what he's done with that yellow by the 8 ball. That can't really have been by design. Or if it was, he's saying, right, I'm going to drag you into the trenches here, Karl, and let's have a slugfest. And Karl Sutton's not going to turn that one down. He loves an exchange like this.
There might have been an argument that Jon was trying to play the plant.
Maybe.
Possibly maybe he was doing.
Because I can't imagine that was his plan.
Yeah. And now Karl's got a nice angle to try and bring this the awkward red, if you want to say, that's beside the yellow into play. Don't know what way he maybe play onto it as well. Oh, he's moved it, yeah. Oh, it's on a stick.
That's tough.
Wonders he on the one in the middle.
Is he just okay? He may just be alright.
It's tight there even too, isn't it?
I think what helps is the cue ball being that tiny bit smaller than the object ball. I think it will just sneak by. In fact, he's lining up the rest of the table, I think, tells us he's okay.
His body language seems alright. It's the shot that it depends if the black goes, the 8 ball goes or not, but it's the shot that he's going to have to play to break out the 8 ball. There's an argument for that red that he's playing, that he's looking at it there. So it's all depends where that goes or not.
I mean, you look at the overhead there and you think it sails in, but I bet it's not that nice in real life.
I don't think so. But he's got a nice red at the top of the table to be able to break it out if he wants to. He can float off the back cushion and on top of the yellow as well. So he's definitely got options. I'll find it. Oh, he's over on that.
Well, left centre it is then.
Do you think he was maybe playing sort of bulk line area to float onto the yellow there off this red here?
No, I think this was by design.
Yeah, he's learned it.
Oh, yeah, he's just about got it. That's okay.
Yeah, he's good. It's a good shot.
He's still got a little bit of work to do because he's pretty much got to be flat to that side rail. But he can get out from here. He's got 2 fairly comfortable balls. He's got enough angle on this red low.
He's not on the one in the middle either.
Just needs to get high almost straight in on the red to right centre, and he's pretty much okay. That's a bad line.
Yeah, that needs to run, and it's not. Wow. Still has the back double, but it's...
Where's your cue ball?
Yeah.
I'd say he has to be almost flat to that left side cushion.
I'm wondering, with the cushions being so reactive, I'm wondering, can he nip it with that bit of left-hand side, or is he going to try to cut it? Light's going all over the place here, isn't it?
If he's cutting, this cue ball's running.
Oh, he's played up there.
Oh, yeah, he's okay. He's okay. He's played a great shot there.
I think the referee will be close to this one. He doesn't want to land on the back couch there.
No, that just adds to the tariff. Yeah, you can see that adds to the tariff.
There's an argument here for just playing off the cushion. Yeah, just like that. There's an argument for that, and just playing a dead weight and leaving. If it doesn't go in, leave it over the pocket, because
it's the one ball on the table you can afford to leave hanging.
Yeah, and as soon as it's going to be dead weight. Yeah. Oh, that's a great shot.
That's a great shot from Karl Sutton. Very good. Yeah. Made it in the end.
Element of danger in that too, because if he clips that yellow, the black still goes in.
Absolutely. He had to, no margin for error there. He had to be precise, and he was. How much? I mean, you've got better knowledge than most after quite a few events on these now. But how much has the lowered rail made a difference on shots like that with the new Rassons?
Changed the game completely. It's absolute that. I know we talk about the old table that we used to play on with the reel, and it's just not comfortable to play on. You miscue quite a lot, but this here has definitely made the game so much, made those rail shots so much easier and so much more accessible to play, because you don't mind leaving the cue ball there now, where before it was that wee bit raised, you didn't really want to be playing off the cushion. So yeah, you feel like you've more control, and you're not as panicky basically whenever it lands, where if it lands tight the back cushion or side cushion.
Yeah, because you obviously don't ever want it to be on the cushion. Like, it's still supposed to be more difficult than being an open table.
Yeah.
But you did just get the feeling that, landing flat on the cushion on the old tables, it almost felt like a penalty.
Yeah, and what you would have seen was people would raise butts in the air because they were trying to dig down because they had to, where now you can cue these naturally.
Yeah. Jon sticking with this patented break of his, will very, very rarely ever deviate from this. And that's why.
Yeah, he doesn't even really hit them that hard. He just times them well.
He's got a real, that's the word. He's got really good timing. He's had a bit of a sticky situation there.
He'd be disappointed with that. Bit unlucky too, to be fair. Don't think he's on absolutely anything here at all.
I don't think so, and the table's wide open as well, so it's difficult to even play safe. Must hit a cushion after contact, remember. So I'd imagine he's looking at this yellow right side of the baulk line and come pretty much back to exactly where he is. And that's not exactly where he was.
I wonder, does that red pass the yellow into the middle? We're going to find out very quickly, because if it is, he'll be down on it.
Yeah. He's having a look. And if it is, reds are absolutely brilliant, because that's the one problem red on the table.
It is going to. There's a nice cannon on the yellow to stay on the other one as well.
Yeah, good shot. Not ideal because he is just running away a fraction from his work here, and he's just got to find a line here, Karl Sutton. There's a bit of traffic in the way. If he can, that's the gap he'd love to hit, and just go in and out of baulk without really causing any disturbance. And if he does that, it's cash ball in the frame.
Yeah, there's an argument for him playing the double too, stunned under the yellow.
Yeah, to hold the white.
Yeah, there's an argument for that because he's got sort of a big pocket with the other yellow there too, so he could play the double, but if he sees the line through that gap, he's okay.
Yeah, one of those shots that you can look like a real good player if you can find the line here.
Gone the other way.
I don't think he'd be able to see down here. He obviously didn't like it.
It's a good shot. Oh.
And he's okay. He's okay. So he's just reaching to get his cue ball, but if this lands good, he's pretty much out, and that's pretty perfect. It's a lovely shot.
He couldn't have played that any better, could he? And now he just wants to leave the white where the red is. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, lovely from Karl Sutton. Pretty much dead straight, but that won't bother him too much. He might even have a fraction just to pinch it over. No, just accepts dead straight. That's okay. And 2-1 incoming for Carlos.
Yeah, Karl will be delighted after going 1-0 down.
Yeah, and one against the head really for Karl, because Jon broke and allowed him in. And it feels tough to call that a mistake by Jon, but it wasn't a great safety, and well, Karl punished him for it.
Yeah, it was a bit. He was obviously unlucky with the break, and then
of course,
he then just didn't clip the yellow thin enough, and left Karl to sniff at the red, and that's all she wrote. But that just shows you at this end of the game, and a half chance can turn into a frame winner very, very quickly.
Especially in the last 16 as well. There's no hiding places now.
Absolutely.
These two have been regulars at this stage really over the last Karl for a little bit longer than Jon. He was an ultimate pool original, was Karl Sutton.
Yeah.
Jon coming over, let me think, was it back end of last year or the year before? I lose track, but
2 years I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's had a couple of years, yeah. Won the first weekend of his second year. That was how long it took him. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now what's this break again of Karl? He didn't.
Yeah, let's watch the bottom two corner balls, yeah?
He didn't get one the last time.
We'll keep an eye on it, Rab, don't you worry, you've called it.
Nope. Every ball, every break he played against Greg, he got one in the either pocket.
Well, he won't mind getting a ball in the side pocket, that's what we can say. But he really does get some power through it.
He hits it really, really well.
And the thing is, a player like Karl, because generally speaking, a cut break, if you had 100 breaks, cut break, 100 breaks front ball, there would be a bigger percentage of cut breaks that come out a little bit tighter and more congested, a little bit more work. But also I'd probably say that's always miscued. Oh, Karl. Disaster for Carlos, that.
I wonder was that a bit of the 2 seconds in the back of his head. He was he knew it was dinging away, and he's maybe just threw a quick one in, maybe, or it's a miscue.
Yeah, just timed it all wrong. Right, I was about to sing his praises actually, Karl, but I was just going to say he's so good at the frames where you feel like as long as he's got a leg in it, he's so difficult to get out of there. And you know that you have to work so hard to win a frame when he's had a shot in it.
Yeah, I actually spoke to Mark about this earlier on, and I don't know a lot about Karl other than what I've seen whenever we've been up against him for England. We played for Northern Ireland, and he's
Did you-
obviously
Did you ever play him at World Rules?
no.
He would say that was his prime.
Okay, yeah.
He was unbelievably good at World
I
Rules.
avoided World Rules
I can
I
imagine. Yeah, me too.
It's just it was not even though the first time I won the only time I won the Northern Ireland Championships, it was the last ever
Oh wow.
World Rules. It was the same time Ronan won the last ever World Rules in Killarney. So. And that's how I got my way onto the Northern Ireland team. That's how it was. So I was not known for my tactics.
Well, yeah, but that's the sort of thing. If you're playing well enough, you almost don't need to be, do you?
Yeah.
But where I've joked about this many times with Karl, but he laughs and say, honestly, I understand for people watching, we needed to change. Yeah. But for me, it was the worst day of my life when World Rules was bent because he felt he could basically, as long as he got a shot in the frame, he felt he could beat anyone in any frame, and that's why he's been so good for England for so many years. But also, I think it speaks to Karl's just general ability. He's amazing international rules as well. He's just a fabulous ball player.
Yeah, he's been England's anchor man for a long time there, and even when we played Morocco and Blackpool, you could see that, if he wasn't one of the first two, he was either at the end, as to sort of pull him out. But he was very unlucky in the world final too against Roma.
Oh goodness, yeah, incredible, really. I mean, the level that they both played at, considering they'd played solid for 2 weeks straight, was unreal.
Sensational.
And that win for Ronan was astonishing in so many positive ways. But he made more mistakes than Karl in the world final.
Yeah, I spoke to him a couple of times about it, and he said that too. He even said that in his interview as well.
Just sometimes it's written, isn't it? As you see Jon go 2-2 here.
Yeah, sometimes your name's on it, and there's not a lot you can do about it. That's just the way it is. Like Karl broke like God at the start, and then it sort of changed the second half of the match.
It's honestly, and I don't say this lightly, it is some of the best pool I've ever seen was in that world final, which is just such a credit to the two players to be able to produce that in that scenario after. As I say, because it was 2.5 weeks, wasn't it, in Blackpool? It was a slog of an event, and they've both gone deep in obviously the team events. It was a marathon.
We had the series before it.
Yeah.
So yeah, as much as I would like to talk about Blackpool, I would like to forget it as well. When we were 10-9 up in the final, with me and Big Faye to go last, it was not enjoyable.
So just taking a look there, that was Christy Caulfield against Shane Thompson. Currently on a bit of a pause. I'm not 100% sure why. That table has been having a couple of issues this evening, so that might be an indicator. We're going to keep our attention here on Karl Sutton and Jon McAllister. That is a beauty of a break. Best break of the match so far by Jon McAllister, and he's been rewarded as well, because look at those.
He's got one awkward yellow at first glance, but I think he's got...
That's just art, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pure timing. It's... it's hard. It's like that golf shot. Whenever you hear that crunch, you've hit it well. But I think Jon has got one awkward yellow when he can play under either this one or the next one. He can screw into it. So I assume to see it. Yeah, so straight away after his bad ball. Now they're all just sitting there waiting for him to pot them.
Yeah, these are lovely. These are really, really nice. The only thing you may have is you might be asked to make a mid-length table 8 ball, but. That's okay. We're not going to be picky over that.
Oh, look at this. We're talking about when he's just done that.
Wow.
And that was so. All I had to do was land anywhere at the bottom end of the table to float that one in.
That might be the only place in the table he's not got a shot. I mean, that's extraordinary.
He can definitely swerve this one, but I mean, I can't believe he's landed there. Did not see that coming.
Well, can he cut the one he's closest to left centre off the red? Is there a gap there? That might be an easier shot than the swerve to the bottom. But, I mean, to land here is incredible. Oh, he's cutting it right centre. Wow, it's a let-off if he's on that. It really is.
The white's running here. The white could follow it in. Oh, nope.
That's a huge mistake from Jon. It really is. Too good a player to be making an error like that.
Absolutely. And he's in a wee touch here as well, to be fair. I seen him put his hand up the Karl to apologise.
Yeah, it could have come out nicer for Karl Sutton. It really could have. As I say, it's one of the few places on the table that he's not already out.
Yeah. I don't even see where he goes from here, because does he maybe play the plant? Is it gonna? Yeah.
Considering how nice this layout is on both colour sets, to have to play this shot after your opponent's made a big mistake,
There's nothing worse.
It's tough. Off the rail as well. This will be a showstopper.
Oh, no.
It was tough, and Jon McAllister gets the mother of all let-offs.
And that's the thing about the game, when you're sitting in your chair there. Well, this is my mentality sometimes, and it's hard when you're sitting. Cards come back to his chair there and going, Jon has made a really bad error, and somehow has left me nothing. And you ask yourself, is the pool gods against you sometimes?
Honestly, I talk about this all the time. It's something I find. I love this game, but I think the thing I love the most about it is the almost mental warfare.
Absolutely.
And it's not, in a weird way, it's not head to head. It's all solo.
Yeah.
It's all in your own mind.
Absolutely.
Because it would swivel my head playing this game at a top level. I'd absolutely not cut out for it at all.
The battle that goes on in between the ears sometimes is tough, like. And it's a lonely place out there when you're sitting in that chair. There's nobody there to talk you through it.
I can imagine. I can well imagine.
Yeah, Jon's playing another sort of slack position shot there. He has to, still should be okay, but yeah, he didn't want to be bridging, as I know all too well. He'll be bridging. But yeah, it's a tough place when you're either struggling or even whenever you feel like you haven't done anything wrong. Where Karl didn't do anything wrong there. Jon played a bad shot and has got lucky. And sometimes you feel like you deserve more.
That's the thing, isn't it? And it's such a cruel game for that, because you just sometimes don't get what you deserve. I mean, we were talking about that World Final, great example. Karl could not have done any more. In so many aspects, he deserved to win that match, but he didn't get the chances to do it. And I think he's made his peace with that. I think it helped that he had a similar experience in 2016, but this time in a slightly different way, but this time he knows he played out of his skin. He knows he couldn't have given any more, and he knows he was ready to win it if he got the chances to do so. And it's a hard thing to still be able to make peace with it, but once you get there, it must be a sort of almost a consolation to say it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, it's hard to accept it sometimes, isn't it? But at the end of the day, we have no other choice.
Yeah. Exactly that. It's a pool temperament, I think, is.
There's not 2 balls in.
Yeah, there you go. That's the break he's been looking for. But I think Karl's temperament is pretty good. It's something that can go wandering sometimes. I think he can get a little bit too down on himself sometimes. But I think they say we've been doing the social videos recently where it's like pick your attributes from the players and all the rest of it. And what one of them sort of described as bottle, and I think that's a key part of it. I'd have another category on there. I call it temperament. Yeah. There's a couple I'd nominate highly there. There's a couple I really admire. Craig Wadding would probably be number 1.
Yeah.
Because he is just so bulletproof out there. It's like he's got the memory of a goldfish.
It's just easy.
Any mistake he made, it's like it hasn't happened. And he just comes to the table and brushes it off as if it's.
Yeah.
And if he loses, he's one of the best losers I've ever seen in this game. Because it's so hard to accept, but he just does, whether it's inward or not. But outwardly, he just accepts it. Said, "Well, didn't win, didn't deserve to win." That's how it goes.
I think there's context in it sometimes too. Like I beat the Jon Rowe today there, and I come off, and it was just as simple. He made less mistakes than I did, and I wasn't good enough today. But like when Cole beat me in the semis of the Open. I sat in the toilet for 20 minutes after that on my own, just didn't want to speak to anybody because I knew I had a chance. Missed the red, obviously bridging, and you might want to say I want to say a couple of sort of unlucky touches with the yellow where it landed. So I struggled in that moment but then after sort of 15-20 minutes of calming down, you come round to the realisation. If somebody would have said to me at the start of the week, you're going to get beaten in the semi 6-5, I would have took it. And that is probably the hardest thing to accept at times whenever you have that opportunity. But there is other times where it's easier to accept, like today, when I just simply wasn't good enough. Jon was better, and
yeah, there's almost some peace in that, isn't there?
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's the unknowns which can be the hardest ones to accept. Is that Karl's going to tie us up at 3-3. Here's a lovely visit to the table from Carlos.
They're going sort of round for round here, aren't they? Nobody's really run away with this.
Yeah, and sort of Karl will almost feel like he was due that after the last round that Jon won, where Karl was a bit unlucky. But that's the sort of thing, they're both well in this. This felt like a pick-em game, honestly, and so far it has been. You can see in the background there, the 2023 Women's World Champion, Marion Jude. She's here, along with plenty of others in the Women's Pro Series. A lot of those matches are on right now around the venue here at the Robin Park Arena. Yeah, Women's Pro Series kicking off this evening. Can tell you already that Mary Talbot, the Women's British Open champion, safely through in her first round match. But all happening here at the Robin Park. It really is a busy and vibrant event here. Challenger room at the moment will be packed as well. Just running through some scores from the women's. Mary Talbot, as I mentioned, was safely through. 7-1 win over Vicky Lomax. Megan Proctor, a 7-2 win over Chloe Smithies. Barbara Taylor through against Rasheen Smith, 7-3. Emma Parker beat Lindsay Schultz. Claire Smith beat Becky Watkins. Kerry Griffiths beat Jane Mitchell. And currently elsewhere around, Aid Flitcroft-Hurst 5-4 up on Dawn Wright. Amy Beecham 4-3 up on Sarah Waite. And Sharon James and Lindsay Roberts are hill. Jodie Allen, Danielle Randall 4-all. And only match that's currently live is Leanne Cragg is at 2-1 down to G Champagnet. What are you looking at, Rab? You showing me some results?
Yeah, obviously keeping an eye on the challengers and stuff, and at a very sort of
some former friends.
Yeah. Well, they're down in.
How are you doing down there, lads?
Down the peasants thing.
Yeah. Just like to dip your toe in every now and then, don't you?
I had a bit of a fancy for Scott Pope to have a run this weekend, and in the challengers, I just see Dean Richardson beat him 7-2.
Shark Tank.
Yeah, a couple of the young lads from Northern Ireland and Ireland are in it there. Young Denny Buckle, who won the Worlds against Castaldi, who was 5-1 down and come back and beat him. Yeah, I just like to keep an eye on the boys from home, basically.
Yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it? A player of Scott Pope's level who's, I think, been to 2 pro semi-finals as a challenger. And not pro, but open events, you know what I mean? But is easily good enough to be on the Pro Series, let's be honest. But it just goes to show, I genuinely think if you dropped a good chunk of the Pro Series into like an invitational for the Challenger Series on a weekend, there's no guarantee they'd do well. It's a bloodbath in there.
It really is. There's a player I think as well that'll do very well this year, Leo Fernandez.
Yeah, he looked brilliant at the British Open. Yeah, really impressed.
Yeah, and former snooker player. And I played with him and his brother back in the day, and when we played in the All Irelands, and they were both 2 superb players. And I think Leo was an unbelievable case, so I think he'll do well this year.
Well, in the last 32 there, I can see a match which looks great, which is Michael Hope versus Ben Flack, 2 Old England teammates, I believe. There, those 2. Some serious talent in that Challenger Series. We've called it a Shark Tank before. It has not changed any.
And obviously, I roomed with big Ronan Fay, and he said to me today, he said, like, he came in there sort of not knowing what to expect this year, and he said he played his first match, and he says all I could think about was getting into this room here, getting into the pro room. He says just want to sort of do myself justice and earn my card and get into this room. He says that's what you want to hear. That's what amateurs should be aspiring to, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lovely shot by Karl Sutton. Again, probably deserved a little bit more than he got. Fabulous pot.
Just tying him up here, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll do that, Karl. He's a very good player of those sorts of shots. I say, imagine him playing World Rules with that sort of touch.
He would break me.
Yeah,
about 3 frames.
You'd snap like a twiglet playing him at World Rules, I feel.
I remember playing one of my first ever World Rules back home when I played Sean Hoy in the first round, and boys were just laughing at me. He had me. I was just standing scratching my head, and I had no idea what to do, honestly. Oh, that's short. Yeah, it's going to be ball in hand.
Yeah, that's all Karl needs to go 4-3 in front.
Who, if you had your last £500, who are you putting it on for event one? Who's your standout?
If it was my last £500, I feel like it would simply have to go on the bookie's favourite, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially with how he's played today as well. He looks laser sharp. But I must say, I think from what I've seen so far today, there looks to be a number of players who are capable of winning this event.
Yeah.
I think we're watching 2 of them right now.
Yeah, I also think going back to 8, it obviously helps the top end that wee bit more, because it's obviously one further away to reach to. But
there's 2 extra frames in the match when you look at it like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously it's going to play into Tom's hands there, but he's due a win. He hasn't. Where was it? I don't actually know the last time Tom.
Well, he's not won a series since last summer, but he won the Pro Cup in December. So that was a big tournament to win, to be honest. And he played he beat Decky in the final at 11-10.
That's right.
And played unbelievably well. It's a nice finish from Karl to take out from ball in hands.
He's due one then, you're saying?
Possibly. I just think you can sometimes see with the top players when they have that look in their eye which says, "Oh yeah, I'm really feeling it."
Yeah.
And to be fair, I think there's a few of them here this weekend. I think we watched Craig Waddingham play earlier, and he was fabulous. And he's now playing full time. He's only going to get better.
Yeah, I heard that.
He was already a confident player, and now he's even more confident.
Yeah, I was talking to him in Daventry, and he said that he had went full time, and fair play to him. It's a big commitment at the end of the day to do that, and he hopefully, in his part, he'd be hoping to reap the benefits of that too.
Yeah, well, he was always sort of infamously, really, a notoriously bad practicer, Craig. His practice tended to be whacking balls in on a snooker table and making it look ridiculously easy. But yeah, full-time pool player now, and it's he's able to practice in the events.
He's committed to America as well. He's done the USA
events. He's already been over. He was in Arizona, I think, and I think he's already in.
Joe beat him in the final.
Yeah, he's already in the Iowa event, and
very good.
It's brilliant, and it just goes to show when Ultimate Pool started back in 2021. There were very, very few full-time pool players, and that number is still ultimately quite few, because it's not an easy thing to do, and you need certain things to fall into place. But there's more now than there was, and I feel like it's a good thing.
And Craig was in the amateurs back then too.
Well, yeah, that was his own stupid fault there.
the our demise.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's these two? See if we get these 2 balls again. Nope.
He's made one in the middle. He's happy enough with that.
If that yellow stops, he'll be he'll be happy here. Tiny bit of work to do. But
yeah, the only thing on yellows is just the 8 balls a bit tied up, which makes me think, are you tempted for reds? But reds are fiddly.
Yeah, reds are tough. I would very much expect them to possibly take the tough yellow one first to get it out of the road. But again, you don't know. He might fancy reds as well.
There's definitely an argument for both colour sets. But it's sort of pick your poison, really. It looks like it is going to be yellows. So the big question is the 8 ball.
Yeah, and that is a fantastic shot if he gets over to play that first. So that's just his real awkward sort of ball.
Most awkward yellow, yeah. We'll see what he does with the 8 ball, but definitely his most awkward colour. I wonder, is his plan to... Can he pop the red off this and clear out the left centre pocket?
I thought he was going to float through. I assume that if he can play the furthest right hand yellow now and leave the white where that yellow is, and play the one on the bottom cushion to come up and flick the red, he's going to leave himself on the yellow at the bottom of the sort of the line on the table, if that makes sense. So he really wants to leave the white where the yellow is here. Yeah, and then he might be able to play that top one and run through as well.
Yeah, because you look at the yellow closest to the left corner pocket, and you feel like that's possibly a good ball to just move the 8 ball. There's options. It's just the later he leaves it, the more he has to nail it.
Yeah. He doesn't want to hit the black here, the 8 ball. He wants to hit the red. He did look. He did go around and look to see if the 8 ball went in the middle.
I wonder, because it doesn't. There you go. It's there. That's where he wants it.
Yeah,
that is a tight old gap.
The nice thing is he's perfect on this yellow to sort of land on the back couch to leave himself the angle. So there's no issue with getting there. It's just about getting it right.
Yeah, your window's small though. He's got to judge it really well. The sort of shot where we'll find out exactly how good Karl's feeling here. Because if he nails this, you know he's sort of on top of his game.
Absolutely. Because as you say, he's a very small window to land in.
Yeah, because even if you get it on the right line, you've still got, 4 inches to be comfortable?
Absolutely.
Which is not a lot in terms of space on the table.
Maybe relying on that wee smaller weight there to get through.
He's just about okay.
This is going to be tight.
This is what the point was though, wasn't it? Because he didn't quite have the right line. Yeah. And he was going away from the 8 ball rather than towards it. He's just about on it. Tricky pot. 5-3 if he gets it.
Yeah.
Was it ever in doubt? Great visit from Karl Sutton. That was a toughie. 2 ahead.
Yeah, 3 from home. Yeah, Karl's definitely made the less mistakes in this match. Jon has been a slight bit unfortunate with his breaks too. Have come out awkward for him a few times, but anything Karl's been left, he's been on top of it pretty quickly. That's a great shot there, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, tremendous. It's a lovely setup. It really is, and right now there's so many players playing matches in the other room, but we're expecting tomorrow, especially for those seats just to the left of your picture there, to fill up.
Yeah. Because
we've got some finals to show you.
Well, I think Ronan told me that they're playing. That they scheduled to play 1 flyer in the other room, and they've had that many entries. They've had to break it into 2.
Wow. Wow.
There's about 200 people sitting in there trying to get a great.
So that's where they are.
That's exactly where they're hiding.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A superb break again from Jon.
Yeah, he needed that 2 frames down. He really needed a good break here, Jon. It's the second one in a row that he's absolutely nailed.
Is he on a red though, Jamo? I don't know if he is. This might have to be a 3-ball plant. Yeah. Oh, and he's been tricky again. Might be okay. At least he's got the angle to.
Yeah, he can track towards the one closest to the pocket, but getting in and out of there for those 2 is a bit fiddly. Yeah. Well, there you see, Jon doesn't think he's got it. He's going into the yellow.
I would expect Jon likes to play a lot of shots aside, so I would expect Jon to play this off the back cushion, mate, with a bit of left-hand side to kick into the yellow. I'll be very surprised to see him go straight at it, because he's obviously going to put that yellow in there.
Yeah, maybe he's just lining up the natural and seeing what he has to do from there.
At the side, there it is, and he hasn't got enough. Yeah, he's got into the cue ball just too much there, and now he's in
trouble. Jon will feel hard done by, because he'll feel like he deserved more than a 3-ball plant off that break.
Yeah. To be fair here, Jon's got a pretty easy layup. He can come off the back cushion with a bit of side and play into the one that's furthest to the right and shoot like this. And shoot snooker him. Oh, he's been on there, is he? I think he's actually left that on to kick these 2 out. That would be sick if he has.
Oh, what can Karl see through that very small window? Because yellows are tough. Karl will have work to do here. There's 2 yellows.
On the overhead it looks like it's flying through, but when over there it doesn't look like it at all. Sure it doesn't. We're going to find out. If he's left, if Jon has left this, he's been very unlucky. No, he hasn't. He went for the 2 on the top of the team. Well, this is going to come back up and kick the yellow, isn't it? It's going to be plum. Oh my goodness, how sick's that? Has it went enough?
It's not exactly plum. He's got. He can come around, but it's tough queuing.
Yeah.
It's not exactly. You're not delighted, are you?
No, it's not ideal. And again, he's got a.
He's a tall man, Jon McAllister, but actually being left-handed here hinders him a little bit.
He's going to lay up again, isn't he?
Yeah, he's decided against it. I don't blame him. That was a really horrible shot there. I think if he's right-handed, he probably actually goes for it.
Yeah, and he's got that window between the 2 yellows and landing. He's sort of more or less left him back where he was a minute ago.
The only thing I never like about doing that is I always feel like you're giving your opponent a sighter.
Yeah.
Karl's already hit it once.
And you can see that Karl is aiming here for the red or the yellow that's above the 3. So he's trying to come off 2 cushions inside the 8 ball and land on top of that yellow. And he's got too much in it. And now he has left it for Jon. 14 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight one, this. Not exactly what you'd call 2 of the quickest players, but they're certainly no slouches. But
no.
The match clock certainly has been more of a fixture in today's action than it has been for a little while. The races to 8, I think, have exacerbated that a little bit.
Imagine Jon just float this in and take the 8 ball to the middle. Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, lovely bit of touch from Jon McAllister. 5-4 incoming. Around the tables, Marion Jude is in action right now. She's 1-0 up on Ashley Dinsmore, and we can show you that right now. Ashley at the table. Absolutely obscene draw for the Dinsmore this weekend. We were having a good chuckle about that earlier because the women's Pro Series player rep is Megan Proctor, so she's sort of the representative for the pros to sort of assist and make sure they're all that sort of malarkey.
Yeah,
you guys have a couple, I know.
Yeah, great.
But Meg essentially is sort of responsible for overseeing the draw, and she's very, very close friends with Ashley Dinsmore.
Yeah.
And
done her up like a kipper.
Something that Ashley questioned after the draw she had. She's got Marion Jude in event 1. And in event 2, I can tell you, it's not getting any better for her.
It's been a great shot there. Who should play in the second event?
I just have to remind myself, but it's put it this way: it's no better than having Marion Jude in event 1. Come on, the live scoring app, help me out. Just being a bit slow. I'm trying to remember. I know it's a former world champion, so. That's all I can remember on that. As we see Karl break off in frame 10 here. Oh, you look like you've got it fired up there, Rab.
I'm trying to find it. It is Kirsty Lee.
Yeah, I thought it was, yeah. So Marion and Kirsty for first poke in both events for Ash.
Yes, I'm sure she's delighted with that.
Yeah.
Karl's just got a nice angle on this red to kick his bad one out here, so just all down to this shot. And you can see Karl regaining the two frame lead.
I just wonder if he's still got a little bit of work to do at the top of the table. Does that red go clean to the top right?
Yeah, I think it flies in. And if that red passes the yellow into the middle, I would
that one I'm confident on. So we're both confident on one. Yeah. So we'll go with that.
We'll say 6-4 then, will we? No way.
Oh, he's okay. He's got a shot. He's okay. It's not the shot he wanted.
Absolutely.
Well, he's been caught touching ball. Wow. touching ball, and he's still on the 1 north at the table.
Yeah, just set it well. Perfect.
Yeah, excellent shot. Not sure if that was a reroute or not, but he certainly didn't want to be as close as he was to the red.
Absolutely not.
Slightly got away with one, but ultimately he played it within the margins he was permitted to still play his good shot, so he's just about okay.
Yeah.
Nice visit to the table from Carlos. Be ticked towards the 15-second shot clock, not historically Jon's friend.
Yes, another good visit to the table from Karl.
There we go, it's 6-4. I'm going to pitch a request to the producer. Can we take a look at table 2, please? That's what I'd like to see right now, because over on table 2... Oh, he's done me dirty. This is table 3. But Sarah Waite and Amy Beecham in action here. And here's the action on Stream Table 2. This is live for you on the Ultimate Pool YouTube. Shane Thompson 3-1 up on Christy Caulfield, who's been flying today.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you caught any of Shane's action on Monday night. He looked the cat's whiskers.
The only thing I seen on Sunday night was Chippy's 2 golden breaks. That was the height of it.
Well, Chippy had 2 golden breaks in his match against Shane, and Shane won the decider with a really naughty clearance.
Yeah.
Jon would love that yellow to stay up. It doesn't. He says thank you very much.
It's again another tricky day out. It hasn't come out well for Jon at all.
Yeah, he's not really been rewarded on his breaks, has he? He'll be pleased. He's just desperate for that to stay up because it gives him a start. I don't think he's got much of one elsewhere.
Well, that was the only ball that went in, actually, that yellow.
Oh, true enough, yeah.
There's no way he's left that.
Pretty good safety. I don't think he's left anything.
Karl had some look at it there. Oh, so they're in this safety from Jon if he's left this. Very, very surprised. Wow.
It's obviously really tight. He's nominating yellows. Well done, Karl. That's important. Badger for the rules, as we mentioned, is Karl Sutton. Loves it. That's a great shot. He had to turn that quite a bit.
Jon has to be disappointed with himself for even that again.
You got to be. It's a great shot from Karl, but you have to say it's a poor one from Jon.
Yeah, second one he's sort of he's left loose, and the last one cost him, and looks like this one could cost him again if
he just hit that in time.
Wow, he just hit that, didn't he?
Yeah, just had to pot it. Just had to pot it to stay at the table in the end.
Yeah.
He doesn't have much time to lick his wounds either. He's got to go.
I think this yellow goes through all the reds, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But he's got a problem on the yellow on the right side.
Yeah, I think he has to leave his medicine and take the plant, unless he's on the inside one well enough.
I think he's on the inside one. Yeah, the one close to the pocket. I think he's there. But he's got to go coast to coast here, which is never particularly easy.
No. Oh, look at this. He's used his extension as well.
Again, just in time.
Back double, 2 doubles.
I think it has to be, doesn't it? I mean, this would be some way to go on the hill. It would almost break the back of the match, really, for Karl with 8 minutes left.
He can run this through, actually. Double and leave himself on it, and he has. Oh, thin. Thin or double? What do you think? I'm going to say thin.
I think Karl will prefer the pot. I think I was Phil Harrison. I'm doubling this all day, but I think Karl will take the pot.
Oh, he's overcut. Oh, let's give him a chance.
He'd have thought it wouldn't have been possible to ever cut that.
No.
It was mighty thin. But now a big chance for Jon. These have got to go.
Jon be relieved. Jon never looks like annoyed or flustered. He just has that same persona and thought process around the table, like, doesn't he? never seems to really let anything bother him.
Almost like emotionless, isn't he?
Aye,
Yeah.
It's a great attribute to have, that, you know, if you can play like it means nothing, and really, you know, that cliche is when it means everything, but he really doesn't look fussed. Good shot.
Yeah, that's nice. It's in his interest to try and do this relatively quickly whilst it's a simple enough layout. And obviously, it's all relatively quickly, as it's a 15-second shot clock, but you take my point. Use as little of it as possible.
Yeah.
Keep as much time in the match.
7 minutes left. What do you think, enough for 2 frames?
Yeah, comfy.
Oh, was it short? Nope, it's perfect. That's what it is.
Ooh.
Just has to nip this, doesn't he? Just below the...
He'd love it to travel an extra roll, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Just needs to be the one thing that's not quite...
He's butchered it.
It's the one thing that's not quite been right for Jon is when he's played his cue ball off rails with side. He's not got that yet.
No.
It's been his one weakness in this game.
Still fancy him to pot this red though, but... I've scuttled him.
Oh, wow.
Goodness. Did not see that coming.
Wow. It's been 2 or 3 occasions now where those sorts of shot, where he's spinning the cue ball off a rail, it's just caught him out.
Definitely. And you have to sort of say that's all she wrote. The 3-frame gap with 6 minutes left. It's going to be very, very tough.
I mean, yeah, it's almost a de facto decider, really. Jon wins that frame and it's all completely still alive, but Karl wins it on the hill, 5 minutes 56. It's almost all over. And he'll be absolutely delighted with that, especially as he made the mistake to go and do it himself anyway.
Yeah, Karl will be delighted that he's got another chance there after sort of thinning the yellow down the rail. But that's what 15 seconds can do as well. That it does obviously create drama, but it creates mistakes and throws you off a wee bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. On both instances where the miss happened, you can maybe put it down to rushing, but at the same time, Jon's in particular, it feels like we'd seen that shot a couple of times already on 30.
Yeah.
And I don't think this isn't a criticism, it's just one of those things that can happen. It feels like the conditions out there maybe aren't matching what Jon's expecting the cue ball to do.
Yeah.
And obviously when he's playing his natural game, which you're going to do at 15 seconds a shot, it's not quite matching his... Yeah.
What he thinks it's going to do. It's not worse either. Oh, he's got one.
Makes the ball, wants that cue ball to stay up. It's alright, this. You know what, it's actually pretty good, I think. If that yellow, if you could squeeze the cap on that yellow, he'd love that. But more than anything else, he's at the table, he's got open balls to pot, and, you know, worst case scenario, he shaves a minute and a half off the clock just potting balls.
Yeah, he's actually not even on a yellow. He might, if he wants yellow, he might have to play the plant. But I can see him playing reds and trying to screw into these two, but the bottom one's going to go directly into the yellow in the back out. And there's the grip of the table. It's just literally what you've just spoken about.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? I mean, you didn't play on this table, so that's actually the reason why I wanted to ask. When you were playing those kind of shots, were you seeing it grip that little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. But it also at the same time slides more as well. So it sort of fries your head a wee bit. The table I played on was absolutely beautiful, by the way. There was no complaints about it. It was lovely. So, and it was again nothing what we have back home to practice on. So it takes you a frame or two to find your bearings. But the good shot there. Oh, he's well called, Karl. Very called. Well called. He's called a foul on himself for touching
straight away. Just knocked the yellow.
Yeah. But yeah, it just takes you a couple of frames to get your bearings. But Jon has sort of struggled with it. These have to be quick here. He has to really get a move on.
Yeah, Jon has one speed and one speed only around the table. It'll be pretty quick when he gets down. All we needed to contact that, not by much, but by something.
he's going to have to play it again here with a load of side. On the left-hand side and chop this in. And he's done it.
It's a lovely shot.
Yeah, and this, just roll these 4 balls in, and he's going to be left with maybe. Oh, I can't believe he's strange.
Yeah, that just again felt like you just kill that one in and hold it in the space.
Yeah, so unlike him too. He's normally pretty.
Well, we saw it earlier on in the match.
Is he precise?
What he can do with his cue ball.
Not sure where he's going here now.
Oh, that really was pointing out all the stops. Is he going to make the 8?
It's over.
Oh, well, it is de facto over. This frame might not end, but this match is over.
Yeah, Karl's absolutely delighted there where that's went.
Yeah, this is going to bring out world rules, Sutton. This is where he goes into I can't lose mode.
He actually had a wee cheeky smirk there. Did you see it? The wee smile he had. Yeah. Though if there is enough room in the back push, it still could be dangerous. He's just looking at the clock. They're on that clock. Then I'm not sure what it's like on the back. Right.
So he feels like he's got enough room to play it. So he's taken 2 balls there to basically kill 30 seconds. And yeah, he's going to feather into this red.
Just land the red on top of the white. Just like that.
Yeah, nice. Jon, I suspect, just wants to be out of there now.
Yeah.
This is not where he wants to be. Oh, that's tough, isn't it? It's so tough. Karl's just going to put him there again.
Time running.
Yeah. It's all over.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see a concession from Jon if this is all Karl's going to do, and I suspect it might be. It's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
Wasn't Karl who knocked the red there, so you sort of have to play the hand you're given.
It's the exact
same shot.
And now Karl has enough room to pot the red and finish the match. I have to say Karl's played very well.
He has. Jon started very well in the match, but the middle of the match just snuck away from him a little bit. And obviously that key frame which put Karl on the hill was massive.
Yeah.
But Karl Sutton is through against Jon McAllister. What a fabulous performance from Carlos, who is really rolling in this year's Ultimate Pool Pro Series. We'll grab a word with him in just a tick. Rab, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, mate. Bye-bye.